Hi, Bestie. Welcome back to Girl House with
Celia and
Callie. Thrilled to have you here. This is a special episode because when you're listening to this, it'll be my 27th birthday, which is freaky. Now I'm going to be 27 too.
I cannot wait for you to be 27.
Honestly, I'm excited because I don't like the number 26 and I feel like things are really going to come together when I turn 27, but I thought that today because when you're listening to this, it's my birthday. I want to just like reflect on where I thought I would be at 27 versus where I am now, and like kind of what I want to leave in my 26 era and bring into me in my 27 era, because I feel like this was a huge learning year for me. And I feel like my frontal cortex is like developed now. Like I feel like it's gonna, like, everything's so clear to me now. So
I'm so excited.
But before we get into reflecting on 26 and going into 27, we'll do some updates. I have a few. I guess number one, I went on another date last night, and I'm sure he's listening to this because he did ask, will you be speaking about me in the podcast? And I wasn't going to lie. I was like, yes, I will.
Oh my gosh. Wait, how did you tell him about the podcast, or he already knew of it?
I told him. And he then asked, like, he kind of like was belittling about the podcast as well, in the sense he was like, oh, do you just like talk about, he made it sound stupid. And then I was like, actually, no, it's like a really comforting podcast where we talk about a lot of topics and it's a safe space. And then I don't know. Anyway. He clearly thought it was dumb, but he did ask, will I be speaking about him? And I did say yes, because I speak about everyone on here, which, first of all, if you don't follow the Girl House Pod Instagram, go follow it. But some of you could have told me that, like, so many of you messaged me back. We've been treating the Girl House story as like a private story. And I
have some words on this too.
In reference to Surfer Boy, I was like, you know what? Maybe like what happened was he like heard the podcast, and so many of you responded and were like, of course he listened to it. And I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because he probably thinks I'm fucking insane. So that's humiliating, but also I don't care anymore. I really don't. But yeah, anyway, I also told you about how I was going on a date, and I think this was my last date with someone whose like profession is skating or surfing, because they're all just the same. Like, they are literally all the same. There were good parts to the date, but I think the way I gauge whether I could be with someone or not, like, one of the main things is how they make me feel about, like, the way I feel like I can talk about myself and, like, what I do. And with him, I felt like I had to defend everything I was, like, saying about myself. Like, he clearly thought, like, for example, he was like, yeah, I get like why an Applebee's brand deal would be good for you, but like I'd never do that. Like, and I get obviously in the skating world it's different, and that's what he was saying, but it was just like in like why even, like, and he just thought he was like, so he just had like a really, I described him today to Celia on the phone as just like very cynical. Like, he just like,
He's probably listening to this like, damn, I was gonna ask you on a second date.
Yeah. No, I know. I feel bad. Like
you don't have to feel bad.
But he just didn't make me, I felt like, and maybe it was like, maybe it's me projecting, but I also don't think it is. Like, I felt like really insecure about like everything I was saying. Like, yeah. And like when I talk to some people about it, like I feel like good. Like, I don't have to defend what I do and what my situation is, but with him I just felt like kind of stupid. And
definitely not your husband.
It was like a fine date. We did kiss when he dropped me off, and we kissed, and honestly it was a great kiss. So that was confusing, and I could tell he wanted me to invite him in, and the kiss was so great I almost did invite him over, and then I was like,
well, you could have good sexual chemistry but not emotional.
I can't.
But you did last night.
It wasn't sexual, it was a kiss.
Yeah, but that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Which also, speaking of kisses, I'd like to clear my name. For those of you that saw the personal story, my friend Jamie, I spoke with her on the phone the next day, and she's like, oh, did you meet a man? No, I did not meet a man. Callie just loves to film me, but that reminds me, he asked if he could kiss me, and I said no, which I never really, not that I often get what's the word? Invitations.
I feel like you kiss all the time, like in a good way.
But like, Yeah, I didn't want to kiss him and I said no. That
Yeah.
just reminded me. So
you're
you must have
clearing
been like feeling him like a little bit if you kissed him.
Well, it's confusing because I like a skateboarder.
Yeah. So you like the look and vibe of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like, I felt like it got to a point where I was literally getting pissed off because he was being just like so making me feel like I had to defend every, like he said something about how like he wishes he got hate comments, and maybe that's true, but then I was like, well, I mean, I get hate comments and it's not that great. And then he like kind of belittled me for like letting it get to me, to the point where I literally got pissed off. And I was like, it's, first of all, if it gets to me, it gets to me. Second of all, I was like, yeah, it gets a little too far when people leak your address and you have to call the police, which I have had to do.
Yeah.
So,
and what did he say?
then he kind of was like, oh yeah, I guess that's a little different. Because then he also, like, this was so annoying. I was like talking about like how rude people are on Reddit, and he was like, yeah, that's why you don't read that shit. And I was like, yeah, well, like I don't anymore. And he was like, sure you don't. Like,
Ew.
and I was like, no, I literally don't.
Yeah, that's
and then I was
really
like,
weird.
last time I went on Reddit was when someone leaked my address, and I had to like, it was just like, it was not
feel good.
But a lot of you were concerned that it would ruin La Cabaña for me. Nothing could ruin La Cabaña for me, like nothing at all. So and honestly, like, yeah, I just think we weren't a match.
Yeah.
Nothing personal. I just felt personally attacked on the date. But once again, like, if he's listening to this, he's probably like, I don't know, maybe it's like a projection thing a little bit too. I mean,
on your end?
Yeah. Just like I am insecure about
He also
my life.
sounded pretty rude.
Yeah.
I don't think it was I mean, that's nice of you to say, but
Yeah.
maybe a bit of both.
My other update, it's like just like kind of like,
Oh wait, I didn't clear my name the proper way.
oh,
So I am clearing my name about said video. Essentially, when I declined the kiss, then we walked out to the car, and that's when Callie was recording, and we posted the video. So would just like to clear my name on that one, that I was not, associated. But he was a great guy, and we had a great weekend. That was part of our update. Oh, yeah, that was so long ago. We never talked about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did have an awesome weekend.
And he actually did message, this just reminded me, asking to go on a date, and I said we had such an amazing night with our new group of friends, but to be fully transparent, I am not looking to date anyone. And he said that we'll have to get the squad together to play Flip Cup again. Yeah, and took it really well. Like, honesty is really just the best policy.
We played Flip Cup all night, and it was so fun. Celia and I want to get like a Flip Cup table and just practice with water. And then we were like, instead of drinking like a glass of wine before we go out, why don't we just play Flip Cup?
Literally, like one beer.
Yeah. And
like I can't explain how much joy we had.
Fun.
And we used to like, honestly, we would used to be like above it and bash something like that. But it was literally the most fun we've had in a long time.
No, it was so much fun. And yeah, that's so something we would have like been like, ugh, why would we play?
Yeah.
Like, I'll just never forget like one time when we went home to like our local town bar. We wanted to act so cool because we were like in like our really cool phase. So instead of just like enjoying ourselves, we just ordered a glass of champagne. First of all, they were so confused.
This is like a dive bar in a small town.
Yeah. And then once we got the champagne, we just like stood in a corner because we were just like too...
Very odd.
My other update, it's one thing for this to happen once. Speaking of clearing names, this is the second time this has happened. So last year at about this time, I remember I opened the TikTok app and I like saw my like comment section was flooded with people like saying like, I'm a cheater, I suck, like this girl's so much better than me. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I was like, I don't know, but I also have like severe OCD, so I'm like, did I cheat on someone? And like, I don't remember doing that, and now this is all coming, like, I know I didn't, but if you have OCD, you know, like, I was like, did this happen? Luckily, like, the girl who, basically her ex-girlfriend with the same name as me had cheated on her. She made a TikTok about it, and then like everyone thought it was me because my name was like the trending, like when Callie came up, I guess like you can click on it and it brings it to my profile. Anyway, luckily she actually like noticed this was happening and was like, it's not this girl. I think she commented on like my video or something. But now, flash forward a year later, yesterday I open the app and I start seeing all of these like really aggressive, hateful comments saying I have threatened to RAPE someone.
Oh my God.
I'm blackmailing someone. I'm a scammer and a cheater. And I'm like getting all of these comments being like, you don't deserve your platform. Like, why is anyone still following her? And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I see that another guy dated a girl named Callie, and she cheated on him, and I guess she like threatened all this crazy stuff and scammed him and blackmailed him. And so now my comment section is flooded with people accusing me of being a scammer, a cheater, a liar, a really fucked up person. And it's like, how many damn times is like someone else with the name Callie going to get exposed on TikTok, and I'm going to get blamed for it. And it's like literally people, I have like preteen boys to like literally like 70-year-old women commenting on my TikTok. It's just like flooded, and it's just really annoying because I'm like, can you leave me the fuck alone?
Yeah.
I'd find it funnier if it wasn't such like severe accusations.
Yeah, that's shocking.
But it's not great to have like my comment section flooded with that, because it's just like, you know.
And this has been going on for 24 hours. Nothing has happened.
This has been going on for 48 to 72 hours. Yeah.
And no, the guy hasn't said anything.
No.
Dang.
Which is honestly like rude.
Yeah.
Because I'm like getting attacked on TikTok right now.
Yeah. That's wild.
But anyway, without further ado, do you have any other updates?
No, other than my sister is going to Italy in 4 days, and I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's
like,
so
I'm just
crazy.
in shock, but it doesn't have to do with me.
Yeah.
So, if anyone has like, if you have like any recs, if you studied abroad or have been to Italy, I've never been, but my sister's studying abroad in Milan.
I thought you were going to say you've never been to Italy. I was like,
no, I've never been to Milan. I studied abroad in Rome. So, yeah. But I'm so excited
I can't
for her.
believe she's going to have a blast.
Yeah. She just took the MCAT, and she's been studying all summer, and now she gets to go have a whirlwind time in Italy. And she's like studies so much, so I'm so excited for her to just have like a fun going out. She's turning 21 there. Oh my
she's
God.
Gonna come back and like be a wine drinker.
I know. She says she won't, but I'm like, girl, you will. Anyhow.
Yeah. I guess that I wasn't planning on updating this, but that does the whole studying thing. I might as well have this as my last update. Just drop this bomb on everyone. Drop this bomb on you. Basically, I had a mental breakdown the other day that led to me deciding to take the California bar exam. And I know I said this last year and then I didn't do it, but I'm like registered and there's no backing out now. Basically what led me to this decision is ever since I feel like this is honestly a good segue into like everything with 27 and things I learned during 26. But I took the bar exam in New York and then like passed, and then I just got really caught up in like a lot of unimportant things and felt like I had no purpose in my life and was just doing all these like things to try to find purpose, being like a little reckless and irresponsible. Ever since I like announced that I wasn't going to be a lawyer, I felt like I haven't had a purpose. And I think like because I'm so grateful and thankful that social media is my full-time career and like that is my main source, well right now my only source of income, I guess like I just didn't see any reason to be a lawyer and like work myself to death about something I'm like not passionate for. And I still feel that way, but I've just been like, I don't do well without structure. I think my content's declined because when I don't have anything going on like really during the week, like I obviously have the podcast and I have Cooking with Ease and I like record, but it's just not enough for me to feel like there's structure. And then I feel like I can't record anything. And like I just think my whole point being, I realized like after being on the phone like talking with my parents, freaking out about my whole life, being like I don't know what I'm doing, like I can take the California state bar exam and I don't have to like actually, like I am in such a amazing position that I don't have to work a full-time job as a lawyer. I could like twice a week or 3 times a week work pro bono hours and like help people. And I'm so passionate about helping people, and I have this degree and this opportunity to be able to get licensed here. I'm never stepping foot in New York again, so I don't, at this point, there's no reason for me to get licensed there. Yeah, I'm taking the bar exam. No backing out now. I've announced it. It's sickening, but I'm going to do it different this time, and I'll get into that. Yeah, I am going to get sworn in the state of California, which is crazy, but I think...
so excited for you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I think it will be really good just because I don't want to say social media doesn't make me feel like I have any purpose, because, of course, like, I know I help people on here and I get messages about that all the time, and that like is really obviously like fulfilling for me, but I just need like structure, honestly, and something more. And I feel like I don't want to say there's so much more I could be doing, because like I think social media is like a very valid career, but I think I just don't do well not having like a set thing to do. And so I think this is going to be great, and I think
it's a huge part of your life.
Yeah.
So I feel like,
and I tried to kind of like delete it from my life, and I think that's where I got really lost, is like trying to just completely erase it. Yeah. And now I'm gonna get sworn in here, so that is my plan. But I feel like that's a good segue into today's episode topic. I like made a list on my walk today. It's kind of like scrambly rambly, so I'm not even really gonna look at it, because I feel like I have a lot to say, but I don't know exactly. I'm just gonna like speak it. But I feel like for both of us, 26 was like a very big learning year. Huge. And there's like a lot of takeaways I think we both have from being 26 going to 27. And like, I guess I was going to do like I thought it'd be fun for us to do an episode like where I thought I would be at 27 versus where I am now. But I feel like what's more important to talk about is like all of the things I learned when I was 26. Because really, where I thought I would be at 27, my plan was to be married with kids in a house that I bought with my husband. Which clearly... none of that's happening for me right now. There's just really not much to say about that. But like, I guess on my walk today, I was trying to like do more of like, where did I want to be when I was 27? But I feel like I really think my frontal cortex like really like has just developed, because like on my walk I was like, I'm not there, but like I don't have to be. Like clearly I was not ready yet. For sure. And I feel like we both have learned so much. Like I now feel like I'm getting much more ready to be there now.
I also just want to say on top of this, before we delve into it, and not to make light of anything that you just said, but we both had a legit breakdown a day apart about life. Yeah. So something is in the air. I don't know if that also happened to you, but it was the supermoon. Like, seriously, it was just like the biggest epiphany for the both of us in our own situation, in our own life. And that was just like, our alignment sometimes is wild. So if that happened to you, you are not alone. But it was literally within a day of each other. And I feel like 26 brought a lot of that up. So let's hear your points.
26 was a weird as hell year for me, because I'd moved to LA and like just tried to erase being a lawyer from my life. And I think I really got caught up in like the West Hollywood mindset. It's very easy there to just give a fuck about stupid things. Like I got so like materialistic, and I feel like I've been like, I got kind of like into like materialistic things. I feel like I got kind of into like materialistic things in college, and then I could never obviously afford them because I was in college. And then once I started making money from social media, I could afford them. And I feel like I just was like buying these things to impress other people. I had like designer stuff in my closet I wasn't wearing. I had designer bags and that I wasn't using. And I literally just had the real come. And like, obviously I kept like some designer pieces, but I just got so much meaningless designer stuff that was such like a stupid waste of money, and I like
just to
never
impress.
used any of it just to try to impress people around me and feel like validated. And like I like feel I don't know, I think that's like one of my big realizations of 26. It's like obviously not a huge one, but like I don't care about like if something's designer or not. Like I think that's such a stupid thing to spend your money on now. Like I love, like, don't get me wrong, like I love, like I have vintage Fendi bags that I kept and vintage Louis Vuitton bags that I kept, and
but
like
those
I
have
love
like
those.
sentimental meaning. There's a
Yeah.
huge difference.
But like just like buying like
versus buying something because it is designer.
Yeah, and I was really doing that. And so that felt like really good to get that out, because I think,
or like feeling like you only had to get stuff because you wanted to impress like people around you, that like, oh, I need sunglasses, they have to be designer.
Yeah,
you know
all
what I
of
mean?
my sunglasses, my sunglass,
which is normal, obviously.
Actually, I forgot to give the real my sunglasses. My sunglass collection is sickening because they're all designer, and it's so stupid. Like it's so dumb, and I don't wear any of them except for 2 pairs. Like it's just like, I feel like 26, the problem I think that happened to me is I was like really reckless with money, because the crazy thing, like, and I'm not saying this in a flexy way, I'm just saying this in like a matter of fact way, like you get massive amounts of money from social media, and going from like making no money to just like getting these crazy checks, like it's hard not to be reckless. And when you're surrounded by other people who are like spending money and like you want to prove yourself, like whatever, I learned my lesson, because like now do I regret just like spending money on stupid things? Yeah, but like you live and you learn. So I think that's like my number one lesson. It's just being more like, even like more mindful of things I buy. No, but seriously, like I used to just like spend money to spend money, and now I'm like, what the hell? Like there's no reason to do that.
I saw a TikTok, this is reminding me of it, and it like hit me so hard. And I've seen this woman come up before. She's like, has a lot of advice or whatever, and she was like, you need to stop, your generation, you might have even seen it, it's that viral, your generation needs to stop spending money on stupid, pardon my language, shit.
Yeah.
She was like, you get this skincare, this skincare, you'll easily spend like so much money. If you have a moisturizer, why do you need 3? Just because you like the packaging and you like the, like, it's just crazy. No. She's like, you need to stop spending money on stupid shit. And it just like really opened my eyes. Yeah. Like
I think we both are kind of in this mindset, and it's bad and we're learning from it. But like, I was so in the mind, like, thank God my grandpa made me put like a big chunk away in stocks, and I literally would not have done that unless he forced me to. So like, thankful for him doing that. But like, I really treated like the way money came in as like, it comes in, I'm gonna spend it. Like I don't need to save it. And that's crazy. Like that was a crazy way to act. And like, honestly, like with the amount of money I've made, it's like gross how much I have saved. But like there's no reason to like regret it. It's done. I did it. And now I learned, and like luckily I'm still like in a position where I'm okay. Definitely like fucked up a little bit and should have a lot more saved than I do, if I'm being completely honest. So I think that was definitely a big lesson I learned at 26. I guess this like goes along with what I was saying, but I feel like we both have just entered such like a simple life, and living simply like just feels, I remember like I used to want like the biggest house and like the coolest, like my dream life was like huge, massive, perfect house, like super expensive cars, like whatever. And it's not to say like I'll be upset by that, but it's more like I don't like, I feel like it's just like almost sounding like pick me, but it's really just like moving to Venice and like living at the beach.
You enjoy life more when things are simple.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'll say.
Yeah. And like,
you enjoy going on walks with Ducky. I enjoy going on walks with Vita. Yeah. Like little things that you look forward to is the best way to live life. Yeah. To find joy in the little things. And that sounds pick me and cliche, but it's so true. But it's also like,
instead of like getting a dopamine rush from going and buying a bag, I can get a dopamine rush from going to the beach and like watching my little puppy who drives me literally fucking insane, but I love him so much. He's in his nightmare stage right now. If you have any tips, he's 8 months old, and apparently when they turn 8 months, they like get super rebellious again. They're like in their teenagers stage. I'm losing my mind, but anyway, like
it's just so funny because I know we've spoken about this before and said it, and I'm basically like everything our parents said we're now resonating with. And like when my parents used to say that sort of thing about like, why would you buy like something, like why would you care about buying something like this, and I was just like, why, like either you're in it or you're not.
No, I know. No, my mom always would say like
it makes so much sense.
My mom always told me I would grow out of my designer phase, and I was like, I never will. And now, and I remember even like this was only like probably like 7 months ago, I was like crying on the phone, just like feeling really just like kind of regretful by like how much I had spent, and just feeling like, what the hell did I do? It was during tax season. I was like, oh my God, tax season always makes me cry. I don't know, like
who doesn't?
Yeah, I think it makes everyone
literally.
Yeah. But she was like, well, like you did that and like you learned there's no reason to regret it now, and you're not going to do it again. And I remember being like, well, I am going to do it again. Like, why wouldn't, like, there's no reason I'm going to keep making money. And like, I guess in my head, like I thought she was like trying to say like, I'm just like never going to make money again. But she was like you don't have to, just because you're making money doesn't mean you have to like spend it like crazy and get all these stupid things. Like I'm in my saving era now, and I really,
me too.
I'll just say I learned the hard way. You've got to be mindful.
And like part of my awakening, I will not get into full detail yet, but just like I feel like you had the same awakening. Like we always are just like, yeah, we'll be okay. Everything's going to be okay. But part of my awakening was like, I am not okay. And the only person that's going to change that is me.
Yeah.
And that's just like a really profound thought to have when you realize like, oh shit, literally nothing. Why do I keep swearing in this episode? Nothing's like, going to change unless you change it yourself. Like unless you put action to it, it's actually going to remain the same.
I'm such a fan of manifesting, and I really do believe in it. But as much as I believe in you can manifest whatever you want, obviously like you need to
action.
You need to put in the action, like reflect the person, like the person that you want to be, like how they would be acting. Like you can't just like sit in your room, write a little list and be like, okay.
So us.
Yeah. That's usually
the list will solve it all.
What we do.
No. I'm joking, but yeah, honestly.
But I guess like my last point with this whole thing, and this is kind of like going into another topic, but I think like another really important lesson I think we both learned this year is that the grass is not always greener on the other side. And like something that may sound really cool to you or make you feel really cool is maybe not the best idea. And I feel like
for you,
probably neither of us want to like fully get into that.
Oh, that wasn't about you. I was saying like it was not the best idea for you. Like it may seem like the cool idea
know.
To everyone. Oh, yeah, I didn't want you to think I was throwing shade like real for you.
No, I know. But like I'll just say like I made like a lot of stupid like choices this year.
We'll have a tell all later on.
Yeah. It's too. Just like I feel like I made decisions like in my career based on what I thought made me cool. And I think it might have been better to make other decisions. And that's not saying anything bad about the decisions I made other than I don't know how to I guess like this is now sounding weird. I'll just explain what I'm trying to say. So like I made a lot of switches in like management agencies this year, and this is like nothing bad about any, like I loved everyone I've worked with this year, so it's nothing personal about them. But for example, I switched to like a really, really huge, probably the biggest agency, and I did that because like I felt cool being with them. But the problem with like switching to a massive agency, and I've seen other people talk about this online too, is you don't, like you're a very small fish in a massive sea. Like they have the TikTok creators with like 30 million followers. So like me with now under 1 million followers, it's like nothing personal about anyone. It's just like, of course I'm not going to be getting the same, I guess, opportunities handed to me, because they're going to get taken by like the people above me, if that makes sense. Like basically brands will send like opportunities, and they'll find who's fitting. If that makes sense. Like I'm just like, yeah. And like I don't ever want this to come off as I'm saying anything bad about the agency itself. It's more like I was not in the position like where I should have been there, and I think I did it because I thought it would make me look cool, but instead I think it just kind of like took away some potential brand deals I could have gotten, because I was like I'm a little tiny fish. I mean, they have like, I don't have 30 million followers yet,
and that's fine. It just wasn't the right fit for you, is what you're saying. Yeah.
But and so now like I'm just like
not about that.
But like no bad blood with anyone. It was like a great experience. It's more just like,
I think that's a huge thing that we kind of both had in our awakenings or whatever, is that it's so easy to think like, oh my gosh, I did this, what a waste. You know, time goes by and you put so much energy into something and it doesn't work out. It's part of your journey, and it adds knowledge and skills and experience, and oftentimes like in the end maybe, you know, you'll use some skills from that, or you'll use, like, you gain something from every experience. I think.
No, I have like no regrets on. I think also even like there's just a lot of things I feel like I did this year thinking it was cool, and like I can't believe at 26 I was like doing things like, it's like very high school of me to be like doing things I think are cool. But I've just learned that like just because something seems cool, like it might not be good for you. We used to like go to like these super expensive restaurants, and I would like spend so much money just to feel cool, because we thought we were so above. Like I love Shellback. Shellback Tavern is the most fun place, and like I feel like a year ago I would be like disgusted if I heard that I was going to Shellback playing Flip Cup. And this sounds really pick me, like we're like one of the boys now.
Oh my god, no, but that's what circle back to that guy. Like I really appreciate, and no, I do not like him like that at all, but I'm just saying, like, I really appreciated that he just totally welcomed us in to play Flip Cup.
Yeah, well, and now that's our plan in the future.
Yeah, we're gonna get like the pitcher of beer.
Yeah, and ask people to play Flip Cup with us, because it's such a good icebreaker. It's a great icebreaker and a good way to get just a group of friends.
Yeah, no,
I mean, we had so much fun. So
I'm like, should we play Flip Cup at the La Cabaña?
Oh my gosh, that would be a blast.
I don't know if they'd know how to handle it. To the point where to the point where afterwards, the only reason we actually went to their house, he was like house sitting for his boss with a group of friends. The only reason we went was to play Flip Cup, to the point where I asked when we got there, because there were no plastic cups, if I suggested perhaps we play with the glass cups, because I was so adamant on playing Flip Cup.
And like this was not even it was his boss's house with these like very nice glass cups.
Neither here nor there. We did not get to
Flip Cup fans. We haven't played since last Friday.
And probably
maybe we'll play this weekend at the bar.
You think we will?
Yeah.
They'll have it?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
We're going to Carmel this weekend for my birthday. I'm really excited. But yeah, I guess like the rest of the list I have is just like, I want to go into 27 protecting my energy and like really being mindful of who I surround myself with, because it's really... Like right now, I don't want to surround myself with Ducky, because he brings out the worst in me. I love him to death, but he is so, please give me puppy advice. I'm losing it. He's like all of a sudden so bad again. He like literally, we had to take like 30 million breaks this episode from him. But I want to surround myself. Of course, I love surrounding myself with Ducky. That was a joke. But I just want to protect my energy, not only with like who I surround myself with, but like what opportunities I take, like what things I'm doing, how like I'm living my life. And like right now I feel like I'm finally in like a really good routine. Like thanks to Ducky, actually I have a really good morning routine. We wake up at like 5:36 every day, Pilates, we go for a walk, and it just feels really good. I think another thing for protecting my energy, which is my goal by the end of 27, is like I've been posting more consistently on TikTok again, but I'm just realizing like more and more that like TikTok gives me so much anxiety. Like when I took a break, I finally felt like so good and like not anxious, and now that I'm posting again, I just feel so anxious. I don't know how to explain it. I get like almost like overstimulated from posting, and it just makes me feel like sick to my stomach. It's not like a nice environment anymore. It's not a safe space anymore. Basically, my goal by the end of the year, speaking of protecting my energy, like I think at least right now, and I might be in a different mindset by the end of the year, or by the end of like whatever, in a few months. I don't know, things can change, but right now it makes me feel like sick to my stomach. So my like huge goal is to by this year like really get my like main platform to YouTube, because like being on TikTok right now is not protecting my energy. Like the podcast, like that feels so good to me. I thought it was so funny today, like too, because I posted like a week ago saying that I took like a long break from TikTok, and like one of you commented today and you were like like congrats on like coming back to TikTok, but like I feel like I have had no break from you because I listen to you and Celia every week, and like that's but like it's true, like I feel so good doing the podcast and so safe here, and like YouTube and like Instagram's like whatever, but like I just want like the podcast and YouTube to be my main thing, and like TikTok I post on when I want to, but it just makes me feel sick to my stomach right now and anxious, and I feel panicky whenever I post.
For that in 27. I love that you're saying out loud what you want, and then you can like reflect back. That's awesome. I thought that would be really fun. Yeah. I guess my other thing I really want to find at 27 is love. I just want to be in love so bad. I've been single for like I think like my breakup was like September 19th or something. Or something.
No, I really don't know.
Okay.
Genuinely. It was just like mid-September. Mm-hmm. But it might have been earlier than that because it was like a holiday weekend. But anyway, I really want to...
You mean Labor Day weekend?
No. I think it was like Rosh Hashanah or something. Because... I don't know. I just know I had like a 3-day weekend. Mm-hmm. But anyway, my whole point being, I would like to find love this year. I feel like I've been single for a long time. I feel like I'm like finally getting ready, so I'm hoping, and I'm not gonna like stress over it. Like I really all of a sudden don't feel stressed about meeting someone. Like I know it's gonna happen. Really good. So I'm just like chilling, but I would obviously like, I want to be in love. It feels so good to be in love.
It's the best feeling.
Yeah.
Especially like the first couple of months falling in love. Oh my God. Best feeling.
It's so fun.
I feel 27 is going to be a really good year for you.
I think it's for both of us. Yeah. I think it's going to be so good. Yeah. My last thing is like, and I think we can both like feel this way. Mm-hmm. I don't want to speak for you, but I really want to like just find myself this year. Mm-hmm. Like me too. I feel like I still don't really completely like, I feel like I'm reverting back to my roots and like finding myself, but I feel like I really lost myself for a few years, honestly, like more than a few years, but like especially these past few years, and like I just want to like get back to like knowing myself and feeling like I have a purpose, and like doing like just feeling like happy.
I was like, gonna say feeling happy. That's
I don't want to wake up every day and be like, what am I doing with my life? Who am I? What's my purpose? And that's why like I really think like for me the bar exam is going to really help, because if I can offer legal services to people who need them, like that, like I'm in such a lucky position where I don't have to do it for the money. Like I can literally
crazy lucky
offer like, and I love help. Like I think helping people will make me feel so good, and like
I think you're gonna become addicted to it.
Yeah,
honestly.
No, me too. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, I guess by the time you're listening, I'm like really weird about my birthday. I hate making a big deal out of it. I don't like to talk about it. Like that's why I'm really happy. I have a hotel booked for us in Carmel because we can just chill. Like I have a favorite restaurant there. And we're going to go there for dinner. It's like the cutest place ever, but it's like super just chill. And like the hotel we're at is like so chill, and we're just going to go to the beach. And like I don't like to talk about my birthday. Like actually
But you do like to get birthday messages. You don't like to talk about it, but everyone likes to get birthday messages.
Yeah, of course. I'm not going to ask people to message me happy birthday.
Well, I will. You told everyone to say happy birthday to me.
Well, people can say happy birthday to me if they so choose. I'm not going to ask anyone to say happy birthday to me.
Yes, but I remember in my birthday episode, you were like, everyone go wish Celia a happy birthday. So
no.
Everyone go wish Callie a happy birthday, but don't make it too happy birthday.
I just literally one of my first memories ever, and I've probably said this before, is just like everyone singing happy birthday to me. It was my 3rd birthday party, and I remember feeling so fucking awkward. I was like, what the hell? Why is everyone looking at me? What am I supposed to do right now? That I just started sobbing and ran up to my room, and like ever since, like,
trauma.
Birthdays are so weird. I don't want everyone looking at me and talking about me and trying to like make my day a good day. It's too much. And then there's like all this weird pressure for the day to be like good. Like, just chill. I can't.
I actually did have one depressing birthday, and you're just like took the words out of my mind and brought me back to it. It's because I had so much, like, I didn't have anything actually planned, but I had such high expectations for the day, and it was like one thing after the other. But usually I'm adoring my birthday.
I think
that's why I always do make plans, because otherwise I feel let down.
I think that's why I don't also like my birthday, as I do often. I've spent so many birthdays alone, so I feel like I don't ever have like any birthday like plans. I've spent like many birthdays by myself.
Low key.
But yeah, no, the expectation thing. Well, that's why I'm like known in my family, my immediate family. I don't like do it to everyone, but I'm known in my immediate family to be a Christmas ruiner.
Yep. Want to share some stories?
Christmas is something, it brings out the worst in me. I don't know how to explain it, but it is such a magical, special holiday to me, and that I'm all about celebrating, because it's not about me, it's about like Christmas. And so pretty much every year Christmas morning I get really pissed off about something, and I sob, and it's like I know I'm being an asshole, like, but I literally cannot help it. And like
and maybe it's also like the anticipation, you just know it's gonna happen.
Well, yeah, and everyone gets mad at me, because
obviously
it's
I get mad at my 27-year-old daughter too. You are officially 27.
Well, not yet.
When this is
out.
So go wish Callie happy birthday, and any final words? Let's do a confession.
Before we get into the confession, I just want to say quickly, thank you so much for all the support for our rebrand. Like, it was just really, really it was very sweet. Like, it made me feel very good. Like, if you don't follow the Girl House Pod Instagram yet, go follow it. And we still have a few. I'll have it linked in this episode. We still have a few tickets left for the event, which we're so excited about.
Soon.
But like, you guys
so
have almost sold it out, and like, I'm just like, that's really
coming,
crazy.
We're so excited, and thank you. Like,
so excited. But on that note, let's get into confession time. This is titled, I Dated My Cousin's Ex. Hi, besties. I have a confession. Buckle up. This is going to be a long ride. For context, I am now 21 years old, and this all happened between the ages of 16 to 19. Please remember this when you read how dumb I was. Embarrassing, lol. Anyways, so many things I will preface by being like, I was 16. Because it's so true. When you're 16, I mean, nothing counts when you're 16.
Seriously.
For the most part. My great-grandparents owned a family cabin on a lake, and my parents actually got engaged there. Super cute. I grew up there in the summers with my family and second cousins Kate and McKenna. Kate and McKenna's parents were awful drunks and were literally...
No, she
didn't. Maybe they're already changed.
Yeah, probably.
Kate and McKenna's parents were awful drunks and were literally ruining the property, so my grandpa ended up not wanting to stay on the contract for the place once my great-grandma passed. And I kind of forgot about Kate and McKenna because we weren't that close. Also, literally, Kate used to put frogs in my head and like scare me. Anyway, that's just background. Let's get to the juicy stuff. So, my sophomore year of high school, I was so desperate for a boyfriend. Oh my goodness, bestie, it was embarrassing as hell. It's been me this whole year, so I get it. Anyways, I started dating this guy. It lasted like a month, and he broke it off with me, so naturally I tried to get with one of his friends to piss him off. Am I right? Yeah, so true, bestie. So I started talking to his bestie, Ron. His full name is Ronald. I know this also embarrasses me. And he was 18 and I was 16, and I kind of realized, but I didn't know the full story. Ron used to date Kate, who was a little older than him, 3 years older than me. So we start talking for like a month, and I didn't realize it at the time, but he was love bombing me. Like one time I sent him a pic and I was crying, and he said, "Don't cry, Illy." That was like a week into talking, and my young self was like, "OMG, he is so sweet and loves me. Let's have sex, Avi," right? So we did it, and I was like, okay. IDK was my first time. I was stupid, whatever, and thought it wouldn't last. So whatever, I go on with my life. And he ends up asking me out, and we started dating like end of November 2019. He was pretty good to me the first few months. Like he had red flags, but I was having fun at least. I don't know. He wasn't like awful to me from the start. But this is where things go bad. On Valentine's Day, he met me at a Perkins at like 9 p.m. because he worked all day, because he dropped out of high school and got a 40-hour week job at AutoZone because he did drugs in early high school. Anyway, I really relate to this whole lore. So we were at Perkins, and all of a sudden I see him getting a phone call from a random ass number, and he like really fast puts his phone away. We got in his car after, and I was like, "Who the fuck was that?" And he said that was Kate. And I was like, my cousin Kate, who you dated for a few months in middle school. And this man is like, "Yeah, I guess I never blocked her number." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm not super comfy with her just calling you. I don't know. It's like nighttime. What the fuck is she calling you for, right?" A few days later, he tells me he blocked her because she started to call him late at nighttime. Like, there is only one thing you're calling for at 3 a.m., Bestie. Wait, did your cousin know you were dating at this time? Flash forward like a month or two, the pandemic has hit, and Ron and I are quarantining like separately, but we are like FaceTiming and stuff to stay connected, right? One day we meet up in person, and like we went to a drive-in movie and sat in our own cars, and we were like halfway through the movie when Kate and McKenna start blowing my phone up. Like messages, calls, Instagrams, Snapchats, everything. I like turned to Ron, and same thing for him. Pretty much what happened is my cousins found out we were dating, and they had a big issue with it. We weren't super close because our parents like hated one another. Anyways, they were literally shit talking me to Ron to get him to break up with me, and they texted me and were saying like, "You're such a whore," and all this and that, and I was like, "Girl, you dated him like 3 years ago. What is the issue?" Right? Kate started to tell me how he lied to me, actually, and they dated for 3 years throughout middle school and early high school. So obviously I asked Ron, like, what the fuck, is this true? This man starts breaking down crying, saying, yeah, it's true, but he did not want to weird me out, and admits to me that they had sex too, that he did not tell me about before him and I had sex. So my dumbass was like, those girls want us to break up because she wants him back. Like, I need to keep this man to piss her off. So we worked through the issue, sort of, and I don't know, I was letting him lie to me, apparently, but we ended up dating for 3 years. OMG, worst thing ever, but these girls literally egged my house, like harassed my parents, and even told my damn grandma that they did not think we should be dating. All for this man named Ron, who literally was a lazy high school dropout who was secretly doing drugs behind my back. Flash forward to the summer of 2022. I had just graduated high school.
Best summer.
Ron's older brother had just had a baby and lived in Nashville, Tennessee, so we planned a trip to go see him in early August before I left for college, and Ron and I would have to start long distance. We were having some issues pretty bad, like we got in a huge fight on my birthday because he slept through his alarms and missed my birthday party because he was probably high. Anyway, it was a big fight, so my delusional ass thought, yeah, let's go on this trip and everything will be okay. The day of the trip comes, and we are supposed to leave at 5 in the morning because we are driving 15 hours to get there. I live in Minnesota. So I'm up and ready to go. My parents said goodbye to me, like I'm ready for him to pick me up. 5 comes around, he's not awake. 6, 7, 8 is not awake until, I kid you not, noon. He did not wake up until, I would be so mad.
I would be fuming.
He did not wake up until noon, and I only woke up because I drove to his apartment. I knocked on his door, and his roommate let me in, and I poured water on him and left. I told him we could still go if he got up and got ready, and he immediately had a breakdown and cried because he did not know if he wanted to still go on the trip with me because the way that I woke him up stressed him out.
Oh my god.
This made me super sad. I was so excited to go, so I was so sad, and I went home to cry, Avi. So I am at home crying. My mom's telling me to dump him.
So
I'm like,
stress.
this is too much. 6 p.m. rolls around. He texts me, like, I'm outside. Let's go right now. And I went with him. I'm so ashamed, Bestie. You have no idea. We go on the trip, and to be honest, it was a good time. We didn't fight a lot. I ended up getting bad food poisoning, but it wasn't that bad. I don't know. On the last day of the trip, I woke up at like 5 a.m. I really wonder if this is where I think it's going to head.
Yeah.
And he wasn't in bed next to me, but he left a note. He was out on a bike ride with his brother. I was like, okay, that makes sense, and went back to bed. We drove all the way home, and the next day I went to work. I worked at a bank, and OMG, this is just the worst part. So I am at work and I check my phone and this girl from high school texts me asking, hey, do you and Ron still date? And I was like, yeah. Girl, I literally just posted our trip photos on Instagram. And she's like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry, but I just saw his Tinder profile. I had her send it to me, and it was literally photos of him that I took on our trip. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
The same thing happened to me. Well, it was after we broke up, but I was dating this guy, and he, for his main photo, it was a photo of him and my dog. And so then I made my photo of him, or me and his cat. And he like freaked out. He was like, why would you ever do this to me? I'm like, you literally did the same exact shit.
Yeah.
And I like this photo of myself. So of course I thanked her for letting me know, and I planned my revenge. I told my coworkers because I broke down in the back room. My boss like sent me home because she felt so bad. So I went home, told my parents, and they felt super bad, and my mom helped me plot my revenge. LOL, I love my mommy. I took all his stuff and things that reminded me of him. I put it in a garbage bag and then covered it in glitter and perfume. Then I took a hoodie I gave him. It said UWM dad because it was funny, and I crossed out the dad part with duct tape and wrote cheater on it, so it said UWM cheater LOL. I also printed out the photos of his Tinder account. Oh my gosh, this is so fun because he doesn't know you know yet.
Yeah.
I told him we needed to talk once he was off work at 9, and I waited outside his apartment at 9 for him to get home. My best friend waited in another car down the street to make sure I was safe and everything. And 9:30, 10:30 rolls around and he's still not back. My bestie starts to drive around and look for him around town. We live in a smaller town. And she found him in a parking lot.
I love this story.
He was texting me. He was at his mom's house. And so my insane ass drove to his car, parked in front of it so he couldn't pull away, and pulled out the bag of crap, opened his door. He was sitting in the driver's seat, and dumped the bag of glitter and clothes all over him. Then I duct taped literal posters of his Tinder account to his car, and he started sobbing like someone died or something. If that wasn't enough, I took the photo of me off his dashboard and actually screamed at him. In case you were wondering, we're done. And I drove away like a mad woman. The next day, he gave me my things back by throwing them at my head when I came to pick them up. And I blocked him on literally everything. He started to leave messages on my phone of how much he missed me, and OMG, embarrassed for him because they are so bad they make me cringe. It's literally minutes and minutes of him sobbing and crying to the phone. Also, remember how he said he had sex with Kate? He lied, and he admitted it when he left messages. He lied the whole time. He was a virgin when we had sex and lied about it. What the hell? I feel like that is only hurting him to say he had sex with your cousin.
Yeah, why would he say that?
A few weeks later, I started talking to a guy purely for fun. I had no intention of dating him or anything. We decided to hang out, and I go to his house. I pull into his driveway, and I am not kidding. Ron is his direct next-door neighbor.
Wouldn't you have known that?
During the exchange of our stuff, Ron asked for this ceramic planter bag that we had painted together. Remember that, LOL. So this new guy, Matt, and I are hanging out, and I'm getting phone calls from Ron's mother. He stole his mom's phone to call me and asked why I was parked outside of his house, and I said, it's not your house, it's Matt's. So he starts crying like, you're fucking my neighbor. I actually wasn't, but okay. So I go back to watching a movie with Matt. He does not know about Ron or anything. And all of a sudden, we hear wheels squealing and a big crash, so he pulls up the camera footage outside his house, and it is Ron in his car and threw that ceramic planter out his window at Matt's house. I get on the phone with him, start cussing him out, and Matt goes outside to look. Once I'm done yelling at like being upset and threatening to call the cops, I didn't but should have. I go outside and Matt is just sweeping up the glass and throwing it all away. When we go back inside, he said, I am so sorry, are you okay? And gave me a hug. Aww. Literally the sweetest boy on this planet. Ron continued to harass me. To this day, he harasses me every chance he gets. And
this is not funny.
He does this by calling the cops on me and my new boyfriend for no reason. Like I drive. Oh, so you're dating Ron's neighbor still? That's a lot. Yeah, just for you.
It might not be Matt.
Like I drive down the street or park on the street and he tries to get me towed. Insane. Matt and I now have been dating for almost 2 years. Aww. Ron is unemployed, back living at his mom's house with a new girlfriend who stalks my TikToks daily. I won, Avi. At the end of the day, besties, don't date your second cousin's ex ever. Also, don't date a man named Ron. I love you so much, bestie. Hope you enjoyed my crazy ass story. That is like the wildest one we've had to date. I mean, yeah. I thought that story was going to end by you saying that like Ron and your cousin got back together.
Me too, obviously. And that he had been like with her.
Yeah, but still wild. But Matt sounds great. I love the sound. Unfortunate that his neighbor is Ron. But Anyway, we love you so much. We're gonna go to bed now, but I hope you have a great weekend. And like I said,
birthday.
thank you. Make sure to go follow Girl House Pod on Instagram and get your tickets. There's only a few left, and we cannot wait to see you.
See you at La Cabaña.
Also, I got a few messages from people being like they're scared to go alone. I promise you, I would be too, but like don't be scared. It's gonna be so fun. Social hour, margaritas flowing. We'll be there. If you feel awkward, just come hang out with us. I mean, we're all gonna be hanging out. Like it's just a bestie event, and I think we're all gonna like meet each other. Like, just, I know it sounds scary to go alone, but I promise, like, we will make sure no one feels uncomfortable.
And I was just gonna say, that kind of reminded me, I also would feel very scared to go to an event alone, but I promise you that is very acceptable for margaritas to be flowing, because we will have margaritas flowing.
Yeah, but we can't wait to see you there. And I've gotten also messages being sad that we aren't having one in New York, but I think we will do something in New York eventually. And we will do many more of these as well. So anyway, love you.
Love you. Bye.